So the client experience, I think this is something that like as an owner, we kind of know, but we don't really talk about. And it's not something that's really talked about. We're not educated about it. You may have picked
Mhm.
up a manual or something like that in the past from an old salon that kind of spoke about the client experience, but it's not something I know that I've ever seen awareness around. Like, what are your step by
Yeah.
steps or what are your value adds within the salon?
Welcome, trendsetters. We're Alicia and Nicole from Positive Image. As salon owners, hairstylists, and business coaches, we're here to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of the beauty industry and discover the secrets to creating a thriving salon business. So grab your favorite beverage, cozy up in your salon chair, and let's dive into the world of hair, style, and entrepreneurship together. I feel like this one, it really depends where you start and what things or events you attend along the way. It also depends on who you are. For me, I feel like because I've always worked in customer service, my sister and her husband actually worked in restaurants even when I was little. I would get their earful of the customer service. Like they always worked in fine dining restaurants. And so they'd talk about it or like they'd bring me with them when I was little. My sister's a fair bit older, like a decade older than me. So she was a grown up and I was little. And so I feel like I already started to have a little bit of that already put into my brain. And for me, when I go out, I'm fully admit I'm a super snob about customer service or attention to detail. No matter where I go, whether it's a vacation, a hotel, a restaurant, a retail store, I'm always noticing little details. So I think that really does depend who you are and what kind of salons you've worked at, whether it's like lower end, like, are we talking about a first choice or a top cuts? Or are we talking high end, like bougie boutique kind of thing? Or are we talking just like in between? I feel like we need to define what even is client experience.
And even a little step further from that, should there be a client experience standard just across the board in all salons that this is your baseline? You can move all the way to the bougie salons as well.
I would love that. Just like a really like steps of service, basic level for your, in and out 20-minute haircut type salons where you're getting the bare minimum and then it just goes up from there. And that's how we further define and elevate our industry.
Yes. Well, I think you and I could easily talk about industry standards across the board that should be there, but that's another podcast, definitely.
Well, I would follow that up. Like, obviously, and I think anyone who denies this is maybe delusional. Maybe that's bold words for me to say. The more you offer in customer service, the higher the cost it is to your bottom line. Not everything. There are a lot of things we can do as individual stylists. However, that's going to take more time, which is a cost. And then what we do on top of what we offer physically beyond how we've taught our structure within our salon to the individuals following through this steps of service. Those are additional costs that the salon will need to provide, which has to go into the price because we have to cover these costs. So to say that, you can just choose to offer these at any level it's like the level of type of salon changes with what you're offering because these things do actually have cost involved as well on the back end.
So if we look at like the base model salon being hair school, you know exactly what you're getting. A $10 haircut from somebody who has only been cutting hair for maybe a month or two. This might be their first time they're actually doing your type of haircut or human head. Chances are the place hasn't been cleaned properly in years, or it's been swept over, but not a really good deep clean. You're not going to be offered any teas or coffees. And the retail that they're using on you might be a year old because they're buying in gallons rather than, and even the developer, they're buying in gallons. That's the bottom of the barrel. And then we have the top of the barrel is your $1,000 haircut. You are in an impeccable, sparkling, sweet. You're being served your tea or coffee in fine china. The salon has their liquor license and they can give you a glass of wine in a really nice crystal glass, where you were pampered from the second you walked in the door to the second you leave, but you are spending $1,000. So having that thought about where exactly you want your client experience to be from the top to the bottom. And hopefully nobody's aiming for the bottom of the barrel or just out from the hair school. But what do you find that you do in your salon to for the client experience or to add value to the salon?
I will fully admit I do always find this a difficult one only because my personal standards are really high. So I feel like there's some whatever name for it, label, whatever. But I do often think that we need to do more. We always need to do more. That is a small glitch with my mindset. But we do actually offer a lot. So we do the tea and coffee. I go out and I try to change up our glassware every so often to make sure that we do offer nice things. We are licensed, so we do offer alcoholic beverages. We do have snacks. We do have a process to bring a client into the space. We do have our clients in robes, so that way they don't get their nice clothes dirty, whether it's color or hair on it, so they can change out of that. We have slippers for rainy or winter season. We have clients that have been here. We've been open 8 years, so we have clients that have been here a long time, and they'll actually ask for slippers, whether it's rainy or winter season or not. They're just like, I don't want to wear my shoes anymore. Can I have your slippers, please? So there's little things like that. We have chargers available if they need them. There's magazines, or we used to leave our iPads out, but now we just use them for the team. We used to have iPads with like games or like news apps on them. So it was called a news app, but it was really just like different magazines on the app, which was kind of cool. What else do we do? I feel like we probably do offer things. I try to have a couple parties throughout the year that are client appreciation, and then we put on crazy promotions for our clients. Would you think that a newsletter is part of the client experience? Like we do a newsletter and then like keep them involved in what's happening.
Yeah.
I feel like that probably is also a part of the experience.
Well, you're creating with a newsletter too. You're creating like a culture or a subculture within the salon itself. And so it's almost like this is our insider information. So if you want to know the specials and the deals that we have on per month or the promotions, then like you're the elite few that will know this because, our stylists aren't going to remember to have that conversation with every single person coming in through the door. So definitely, I think a newsletter would be a part of the client experience.
What do you offer? What do you feel like are your features?
Well, I think like one of the biggest things that we implemented and our clients love was snacks. And I never heard of another salon offering that. Now, question for you. I know you're licensed and you have your liquor license for the clients. Was that one of the mandatory things that you offered was snacks in order to have your liquor license, or did you come by that organically? That's a no. She's shaking her head.
I came by that organically. So because for a liquor license, and any of these regulations can change at any time. They just don't necessarily change them once you have your license or permit. So the disclaimer, if you allow if you allow your clients to order in, or you have something next door that is open the same hours as you, generally that is the exception to having food. Pre-pandemic, I did offer a really lovely plate of fruit, veggies, crackers, and dips. And I did it because I recognize that my stylists are hairdressers and not servers. They are required to get their smart serve. And there are a number of legal responsibilities that come with being a liquor license space. And I didn't want my clients to ever feel as though they may be in jeopardy of being put into a situation of being sued by a ridiculous situation. So I always wanted to have snacks available that clients could feel like they could come over and grab a plate, grab some celery, grab some hummus, whatever, some crackers, whatever it might be. It was very open. It was very out in the open space so they could just grab it themselves. But it was also set up as having the liquor license was an additional part of our steps of service, that we have a 2-drink limit. Stylists are to ask questions in general, just in case if the client wanted to order something, so that they know whether their client's eaten yet, going to be eaten, going to be drinking later, if they've already been drinking, if they're in a good place, if they're going to be driving, just so that way the smart serve regulations are kind of already set up for the stylist to have the easiest position, so that they're not putting themselves in a dangerous situation where they might accidentally offer a client alcohol when they really shouldn't be drinking alcohol. Or, if maybe they're okay, they just need some food, then the food would be there. So that way the clients can definitely have something in their system. So that way the alcohol doesn't actually affect their blood sugar levels, alcohol sugar levels. You know what I'm talking about.
It doesn't raise their alcohol levels, so that like if they're tipsy leaving the salon and also under the influence or coming back and saying, oh, you sold me this product, but you got me drunk, so now I'm buying this. So you really want to make sure that they are fully aware of what is happening and they have all their faculties at that time. See, it's interesting. So we started offering snacks because we recognized that some clients would come right after work, and I would hear like so many times, oh my God, I'm starving, or hey, do you mind if I just go and grab a muffin or something from next door? So sometimes they're running late or something along those lines. So we just have a little basket and we just offer them to the client. And yes, it is a bit of an investment, but it's just one of those little things that are added value that our clients absolutely love. And when we came back from COVID and we brought back the snacks finally, people were so excited to see them back. Same with coffee and tea. And they were so excited to bring them back. So with our salon, I think our added values for the client experience is we make sure that every single client has the most incredible scalp massage, because that is most people's favorite part, unless they tell us otherwise, which I still don't understand people who don't like scalp massages, but everybody's different. They're going to have their own thing.
It's a touch thing.
It is.
It's a touch thing.
It is. But I don't know, just bring it on. I'll take all the scalp massages. I love it. And we've always offered.
You'll take theirs.
Exactly. I love the scalp massage. And we've always offered a whole bunch of different assortments of teas, whether it's caffeinated or non-caffeinated, honey, or brown sugar, coffee. And then our cold beverage is always water. I don't know, we don't have enough storage to have pop or juice or lots of other things. So tea, coffee, or water seems to be our biggest ones. And then just the ease and the efficiency. So I feel like our added value is really the consumables that we offer to the clients, and then our knowledge and everything from that. I love gifting treatments or gifting masks to the clients, especially if they're, if it's their birthday, or if I know it's something special, or if they're doing a big service that day or a change of service. And I'll always say, I'm going to gift you this for your service today. And they seem to be really appreciated about that. The one thing that I'm developing for my salon right now is like a step-by-step routine for everybody that we can have within the salon, so that from the assistant to the most senior staff, that we're all doing the same thing over and over again as soon as the client walks in the door. And then that way the clients will know and expect the same routine throughout. And I know I've heard of people doing salon tours. You've heard of this, right, Alicia?
Yes. I think that's a key thing. Your steps of service, but a salon tour steps of service in the sense that it's the second they enter to the second they exit.
Right.
And also highlighting why your salon's cool.
So like when people do salon tours, do they tend to have like a script that they follow? Like, or is it a bit more organic?
I feel like bigger salons will have a script. We have a pretty loose script. It's more just like make note of certain spaces. If I'm honest, it's probably something I need to recap on and just retouch on a bit more in depth because I would probably say it's too loose and I'm missing a lot of things that are key tour aspects. So as part of a tour, things that you should notice is like you actually walk in and you say, especially if a new client, like it's a bit weird to start doing this suddenly to clients that have been here for a really long time. Maybe if the client is somewhat new, it could be a useful thing to do. If they've been there a long time, it might be, maybe you just want to show them new things that are happening. Otherwise, I don't know about you, but my clients that have been here for a long time walk in like they own the place, which is totally fine. I want that comfort for them. But new clients or clients that are newer, if you walk in, just say, well, and you can even do this if you decided you really want to clean this up for your salon, for your space, even if they have been there for a long time, say, we're starting this new thing and please bear with me. I really want to make sure that everyone knows everything that we offer. And so that would be like, this is our retail space. When you come in, please feel welcome to have a seat in this waiting area, and there's water there, or the washrooms are back, which I'll show you more later, but they're back there. You're welcome to go there if we're not ready for you. Otherwise, come back here and have a seat. And then you walk through and you can say, we're going to cash you out here. You need a stack, it's here. Follow me to the back. And you would say, this is another waiting area if you prefer to wait back here or if the front's busy. And, you can say, this is our beautiful plant wall. And the other things you can do is like, oh, and this is our green circle recycling. If you didn't know, we recycle 95% of our waste here. It's really cool. Your stylist can tell you more about it. We can hang up your coat here. Here's a robe for you. This is how you wear it. This is what you do with it. There's slippers if you want. Direct them where to sit when they're done changing, done using the washroom, if that's a thing. If that's a thing for you. And then I think the other parts that are cool to a salon tour is to say things like, we actually offer a refill program. So anytime you purchase retail, you can bring it back and refill it. If you can't refill it, we will recycle it for you through our Green Circle service. And you receive a discount on your next bottle. For us, it'd be like, just so you know, we're actually gratuity free. So we've already adjusted our pricing to factor that in so that your stylists are still making what they would have made before. And it's already done. You don't have to worry about that at the end of your service. Like things like that, like you can go through what you offer, or you can just say, this is our beverage list. We actually have beverages for sale. So while you're sitting waiting for your stylist to be ready, have a look, see if there's anything you would like. There's just all these little things that you can include in a tour that makes it a little bit more personable. That, sad to say, I probably have a number of longtime clients that just don't know about these things.
And if you get into that routine too, what a great way of reminding the clients that, yes, we do have a beverage list for sale, or here's the Wi-Fi passcode. Oh, great. You have Wi-Fi. Yeah, this is fantastic. The other thing that came to mind too is for products, having little QR codes on each product, like shelf talkers. And that way the clients can use their phone and go through and kind of get an understanding of what the product is. Or if you have a website with all of your products online, that you can encourage them to, like, if you just want to know more, you can search this product on our website, and I'd be happy to talk to you a bit more while you're having your appointment done, whether this is the right product for you or how to use it too. So I love that idea of a salon tour and just kind of the basics of and it doesn't have to be crazy or convoluted or take like 10 minutes to walk through the salon.
Yeah.
Sometimes just pointing out where the bathroom is such an important thing because clients don't want to interrupt you while you're cutting hair and they're just sitting there uncomfortably holding it or so yeah.
Taking their legs.
Exactly.
What is
No, I don't want a beverage. I'm good. And so, yeah.
I don't need more.
And so I think like what some salon owners and maybe salon owners who've had their salon for, 8, 10, 15 years is also having the awareness of how your client feels in the space. one of my favorite things to do is actually go into the salon and just sit in the reception area and just sit down and look and see from the client's point of view. Are there any dust bunnies anywhere? What does the salon actually look like from the client's perspective? I love the idea of even mystery shoppers and having like somebody who who's not a regular at your salon for whatever reason, a distant cousin that comes in for a visit. Can you come into the salon and just kind of like, I'll book you in for a blow dry with so and so. It's on me, but just tell me about your experience. Or even a feedback survey that you can send to your clients with your newsletter, and just kind of get them to let you know if there's anything missing or if they've ever felt like they didn't feel inclusive within the salon too. So yeah, just having that awareness of how your client feels in the space. I'm sure there's a few ideas or more ideas out there. Do you have anything that you like to do within your salon?
In particular, in what way? What do you mean?
Do you have any ideas that you like to do in your salon so you can have that client experience yourself? So you know how your clients feel, or you have that awareness within your space of what your client experience is.
Right. Yeah, I guess that is part of it. I have done the client like review forms. So I think it was probably for a period of 6 months after every appointment, the email receipt would have a Google Forms link to letting us know.
That's a really, really, really good idea.
How we're doing. Just, if you have the time, let us know what your experience was like today. And we have a few questions that obviously we want to know these specific answers. And sometimes they're like, how did you find us? What are we missing? What did you like most about your experience today? How could we do better? Where do you think we excel? Like whatever's important to you, right? Or you can add those things in, and then it'll just populate a spreadsheet with all these different answers for you for however long you want to have it running for. I think that was always useful. And I like that for when I had new clients, because it would tell me how they found us. So someone was posting not too long ago in our salon owners group on Facebook about, is it worthwhile to have Yellow Pages ads? So if you're asking questions like, how did you find us? Then you know where to spend your money. So for me, our biggest thing, honestly, is Google ads and walk-bys. So I need to have an A-frame out front. And it's important for me to have Google ads. And the other thing was also referrals, but I can see that. That's not something I really have to ask questions for. I can see that because we have a referral program. So yeah, I think it just helps with like whatever question you want to know as a salon owner or stylist, even if if you're a chair rent or you have your own thing and you have your own client's contact, you can even do this on Instagram, Like you can create a poll or a question and ask specific questions to what you want to know from your social media base on Instagram or Facebook, whatever platform suits you best. You can ask these questions and people will give you genuine answers back. And sometimes you want to know what they said and sometimes you don't want to know what they said. You can ask these questions.
That's a really good idea, is creating a poll. And you can even experiment with like just a general, like, do you prefer coffee and tea? And just kind of see what the initial comeback is from that. And then make it a once a week thing on your social media. So we're polling on Fridays. I don't know. That sounds really bad, but
that's actually a good idea. You can do a this or that thing too, right? Like you can do cut two different things and do this or that, and then have people vote on this or that, which one's like black tea or green tea, or like, I don't know, the lavender sencha or the gamaicha. Like, which type of green tea do you prefer? And then that way, like, that tells you what to buy, it's not perfect because not everyone's answering, but it's a good idea. And the people that are answering are at least participating. So it'll still give you a good idea of what's out there, what's wanted.
Well, and they might even now realize, oh my gosh, they offer this kind of tea there. Like, I'm going to ask for this tea next time they're in too.
Yeah. I think that's another part to it, is which goes to me feeling like I've kind of dropped the ball on on sharing these things in the first place, is that I don't know if other salon owners feel this way, but I create these things. I feel like I tell my team, but I'm probably not telling them as consistently or as informatively as what's in my head, because no one knows as much as we know about the thing that we know about or the thing that we've decided. But that trickles down to what we share with our clients when we introduce something new. And so we can put it in a newsletter, we can put it on social media, we can tell our team, we can tell our clients, but we need to do it consistently because they might miss that or they might get missed, which is also why it's important to have things like salon tours or steps of service and have them be consistently the same. We tend to do this with regular clients. We're like, oh, they know everything. We see them all the time. We've been besties for our whole lives. And we just don't tell them the things, which then, it kind of creates a disconnect in the customer experience because then they're not actually being involved in the experience as much as, we favor new clients and we want to tell them all the things because they haven't been here yet. But we change things all the time. It's not like, I don't know, business owners are crazy people. We're always changing things. We're always disrupting and bringing in new things. So we need to share what we've changed.
That's almost like, you're dating your future husband or wife. We tend to get dressed up and be really excited to go on the dates versus husband and wife, where it's just
we're just going for dinner. We just need to eat dinner tonight. So we're just going out. There's no preparation. There's no excitement. Yeah.
Exactly. So you need to make sure that you treat every single client, whether they've been your client for 10 years or, 1 year, that you need to give them that respect of not assuming that they know where everything is. And, maybe you just do it once a year. Okay, I just wanted to go through all of the new stuff that we have here. And that's just the habit that you create within your own salon too. I think we've really captured
so many ideas
for everybody. And I think the client experience is definitely something I would love to revisit in another podcast, and even taking some of the ideas that both of us have come up with and implementing them in our own salons and seeing what worked and what didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So
6-month review. Did we do it?
Perfect.
I want people to leave their reviews or comments of what things that they changed, or even what little eureka moments, whether it's like I'm having here of, well, I guess I have dropped the ball there. Tell us those things where you're like, dang it. I gotta get my crap together and do this thing. Or what other things have you did this episode excite you or inspire you to change or to do? Or I don't know, you started writing one of your millions of lists.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. Take this knowledge and just keep developing yourself. And hey, we want to hear from you too. Join the conversation by using our hashtag #PositiveImagePodcast. Share your thoughts, questions, and success stories. Who knows? We might just feature you on an upcoming episode. But don't keep us a secret. Tag your friends too. And want to keep learning? Check out our show notes. Find us on Instagram at hello.positiveimage and be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss an episode filled with inspiration and insights.